Hello and welcome everyone. Hope everybody's doing well today. And we are here to do a root chakra reading for all the signs, and I'll get into that in a minute here. And we'll do all the signs with that, and then we'll do tarot. And I also got my chakra cards here. So we're going to find out each sign what chakra, what chakras, what areas they need some reassurance and grounding in their life. So we're going to go through all the chakras. I was going to giving myself a challenge doing a chakra reading every day for the week for all the signs, Aries through Pisces. And should have started yesterday, but it was 4:20 and I got sidetracked. So we are here today, and if everything's go well with this one, I will do the second one. I will do the sacral chakra too today. I did make the thumbnails for both of them, and so on. All right. So I didn't even pull the angel messages today. I think I flipped it once, and it was this angel. It was Archangel Paul. We angels are bringing you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive gifts from God. So intro. Okay, so let's keep on with the intro, and then we'll get into the angel messages. So the intro, like anybody wants a private reading, a personal private reading, you can email me with your questions or concerns that you want. If you want a session with me, I can do one-on-one live with you, or I can send you the link and you can watch it whenever, and I'll be unlisted. And the prices are all there too. All right, so for information, it is in the description of the video. And all right, anyways, let's get started. What angels are going to be with us today with this reading, and what angels do people need to ask for help if they need any help in their root chakra and grounding in the reading that we're doing today, Aries through Pisces. So angels, they need to ask for help. So we have Victory was the first angel that came out. That is beautiful. We have Archangel Xenophon. I always say Xenophon. Xenophon, your prayers have been heard and answered, have faith. So your prayers have already been heard and answered, have faith. So whatever you've been praying for, it's in the works. So keep your faith in it. Just keep on, reassuring yourself that it's happening. All right, let's see what else. What other angels do Aries through Pisces need to feel more grounded, rooted, and stable, and safe, and supported? We have clear your space. That's energetically. That is physically. Like if you have a lot of clutter, you're gonna feel very weighed down. The less clutter, the more lighter you're gonna feel in your life. So we have Archangel Jovial. Get rid of clutter. Clear your energy. Use feng shui. Make your little zen place where you feel good. So that is Archangel Josephiel. All right, and we'll do one more angel. All right, one more angel, and then we'll do the bottom of the deck too. So one more angel that all the signs need to get more grounded, to feel more stable, to feel more supported, to feel more safe. All around root chakra. Thank you. Oh, that we got too. So we have the chakra. So we are working on the chakras this week. So aren't we like on the right track, eh? So we got the chakra clearing, Archangel Metatron. So call up on the angel to help you. Call up on us. Call up on me to help you clear and open your chakras using geometric shapes. The chakras, that's what you're gonna all learn about it by the time I'm done all the chakras. So we're starting with the root chakra, which is the first one. And then you have angel therapy. And it also helps you it helps with a lot of things. Helps with grief, helps with your emotions, helps with your mind. So we have angel therapy, Archangel Raphael. your cares and your worries to the angels and allow the angels to take your burdens. All right. So on the bottom of the deck, we have Archangel Michael, and y'all know him. And he says, remember who you are. You are a powerful and loving, creative child of God. You are very loved. As above, so below. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here, everybody new and old and OGs. Thank you all so much for being here. And we're just going to go and we're just going to go over this card here only for one time, and then we're going to just do, pull some cards on what you need to do to feel more safe and all that, what I'll explain here. So this is the root chakra. The root chakra is the base chakra, your spine, your tailbone, your tailbone area. That's when you're like sitting like I am right now. That's your spine. That's, or you can, some people believe that it's also your feet. You know what I mean? Your grounding is your feet. So yeah, being outside in the grass, feeling more grounded when you go out and bare feet in the grass and stuff like that. That is the red chakra. It is physical meaning is physically identity. It's about your identity. It's about who you are. It's about your stability, and it's also about feeling grounded and safe. And these issues can also manifest physically in your life if you allow these things to overwhelm you. If you don't take care of that yourself, like balance yourself when it comes to those. Make sure you have enough. Some of us has to budget, whatever we have to do, right? So blockages in this chakra can manifest as a physical issue like arthritis, contraception, and bladder or colon problems, and emotionally torn feelings, increased, and my eyes. Wasn't gonna wear the glasses, but I'm going to have to. Can't see without them. So your base, feeling financially stable, feeling secure, feeling like your basic needs are met, well-being, and so this can it's all about aligning all of that, alignment, opening, we'll feel grounded and secure, both physically and emotionally. That is what the root chakra is. So you feel good, you feel good about yourself, what you have, who you are, your identity, right? So let's get started with Aries here in a second. Let me see what tarot deck we're going to use to clarify. I don't know. We'll see. I'll just grab one if I need it. All right. We're going to use the chakra cards. Start with Aries. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate that. And if you share me out, you're awesome, too. You're best. All right, let's see. For Aries, what does Aries need to work on, or what do they need to focus on for this reading to feel more secure, grounded, and stable, and feel like they know who they are? Enlightenment, destiny, isolation, so for some of you, I'm feeling like you have felt very isolated. You may have gone through something, but you've gained a lot of enlightenment through all that, and you may have not always fit in, but you're grateful. You may not always see eye to eye with someone, but you're grateful for each other. Like those cards here fell together. So you do have somebody that you feel grateful for, that makes you, you may have a good friend, a mother, or somebody in your life, a feminine in your life, somebody that makes you feel good about yourself. You have gratitude for each other. You're tied, like your hearts are tied together like a vine. And so that reminds me of like good friends or family, and you may not fit into like, like a social, like, being out partying. You may feel all out of place if you go to a party like me. Like, I'm a hermit a little bit. I like to stay in and learn all the time or do things, right? That will better my life or the people that I love, right? So vanity, um, so you may not feel like you're accepted in places, but it's not for you. You may even feel like that is not for you. And, you're gaining a lot of wisdom as you have been like isolating yourself maybe from these type of energies that you don't feel really fit in anyway. You had a destiny. You had a destiny to go on. You have a destiny or had a destiny here that you had to go on, and you gained a lot of wisdom by isolating yourself and keep staying away from these people. I mean, you may not fit in anymore into the box, but you've gained a lot of enlightenment that is now making you very happy, is what I'm seeing, Aries. Um, Also, like wisdom is also the heart chakra, so there's some enlightenment and wisdom that you learned that makes you very happy, while you isolated yourself. Something was your destiny to isolate yourself, away from people, maybe you and someone else, yin and yang. And you and this person, you're very grateful for each other. And you may not feel like you may even speak about it, that you don't really fit in, like to parties, or you don't feel like you fit in. They don't understand you because they haven't gained the wisdom you have, right? So I feel like you do feel very secure, and you may be working on, like, not feeling like you're from another planet or something like that. You may work on that. But there's a lot of people that are there's people that are grateful for you. Someone You have someone special that's grateful for you. You may so let me yeah let's pull a couple tarot cards on this. What's on the bottom of the deck? There's a lot of growth and also in your heart. So your heart has really grown from this, whatever you have learned, and you have learned to really um, have faith, because you know something, like the elements, which is like the world. We got the world, we got the cups, and we got the amethyst, which is earth, and then we got the air. So we got all the elements there. It's like the magician, but there's a lot of growth here when it comes to your heart chakra. Your heart has really from this, and this is like your crown chakra. So your spirit has really grown from this too, from like really just like when things were, you may have been in an area where things were like kind of like in a gray area, like you didn't really know, but there was a balance there. There was guidance there. You had that intuitive guidance there. All right, let's see what is it. What was I going to ask about? I was going to ask about vanity. Why is vanity here after all this beautiful reading, after all the wisdom that you've learned? What is vanity is telling you here? What is vanity telling you here, Aries? So I feel like vanity makes you feel like, makes you more like, makes you more careful of what you imagine, like what you allow your imagination to go to, seeing that, like that you don't really fit in, like, and they wouldn't understand anyway, right? So that's the moon card here. And then, finding that balance, like seeing that helps you find your balance if you've isolated yourself for a while. Why is the moon here with vanity for Aries? You see vanity as like, there's a lot of confusion, and like, a lot of like, this reminds me of a lot of drinking and stuff like that. And you have like maybe quit that, put an end to that. You've gone through like a spiritual transformation here, and you know the truth now. So you know me, like there is something to that. like drinking and partying all the time, like they call it spirits for a reason, right? So you're not really fully in control of what you normally would do, right? So like having all that wisdom, you can't just go out there and pretend like you don't know any of that stuff that you know what I mean? Anyway, so that doesn't really, so you know the truth now, you have clarity about everything, and you see it as a lot of like, confusion, and you have put an end to that. If you've, in the past done that, we all learn from it. So what is the final message here from what you have learned, and also the growth and enlightenment and everything? What is the final message here for Aries when it comes to the root chakra? How are they, what level, like where are they at when it comes to feeling good about themselves and feeling secure, grounded, and stable? Yeah, you know the truth now. So, rejection is God's protection. So you may have mentally felt like at times where you felt left out because you didn't fit in. But, rejection is God's protection. You know the truth now. So, yeah, anything that comes quick is something that is not going to emotionally fulfill you. You're going to walk away from anyway. So you're good. Yeah, you are good. You're like the Queen of Pentacles here. You're good. Grounded, stable, authentic, being yourself. You have learned what you needed to learn here when it comes to like what makes you feel grounded and safe and secure. And there's a lot of growth that has happened in your life, and you have a lot of faith, and you know how faith works. So you may have been in the past been a victim when you were impatient, right? But now you found the balance. So, sometimes when you feel like you don't belong in a place doesn't mean that you're missing anything. So, yeah, because you know the truth, Aries. All right, that's what I got for you when it comes to root chakra. So we'll see how this goes. So I've made three thumbnails. So I did for the root chakra thumbnail and the sacral chakra and the solar plex. So we'll see how it goes after I've done 3 readings of them, of the chakra readings, and see how you guys like them. All right, let's see what we have for, we're going to go to Taurus now. So what is something that Taurus, tell me something about Taurus and their root chakra. Tell me something about their root chakra, what they mean need work on, or what areas do they need to work on, or have they worked on? All right, Taurus, so workaholic here, and then we have the quest. So you may be getting ready for something, like, really putting your elbows into, how they say, greasing your elbows, or I don't know how they say it, like really getting to work. You may be really getting to work here. You have like a destiny here. You have like a quest to go on. You have something that you are planning to do, and there's someone here guiding you. If you are the little one, if you are the big one, the older person, then you are someone guiding someone here, or if you're the younger person, may be guided by someone here. And this is going to require getting to work. So you need to, this is the throat chakra. So there's going to be some talk about this, like about this work, like, workaholic. There's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done, and there's going to be a quest that you're going to be going on. Or you're going to be taking someone on a quest. Let's see, what else for Taurus? And always, if you want the angel messages, always can go to the beginning. They will be time-stamped at the beginning, too. All right, let's see. What else for Taurus? So we have grief, but after grief, we have abundance. Like you have been going through grief, and you may be talking about that. This could be the quest that you're going on. This could help you get to work, get back to work, back to yourself. Talking about grief that you've gone through. This is bringing abundance and happiness. Look at that. treasure chest. So we have faith on the bottom of the deck. Learning to have faith. Learning to how faith works. And then below that we have growth. And that's also your heart. If your heart, if your heart's been shut off a little while because maybe you've gone through grief, or maybe, and now you're really talking about it, and this is bringing abundance into your life. And you're really learning how faith works, and you're growing from it. And you're learning to release, grief and stuff like that. Losses. You're learning to release it from your energy. So let's get into it. Let's ask a couple questions here. Tell me about workaholic here. Is also, you could be an artist. For some of you, you could be an artist or really getting into arts and crafts and stuff like that. Because this card always reminds me of like an artist. There's like color and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, don't be shy. Say hi. I don't have a lot of time to pay a lot of attention to people in chat, but I can still, glance at it here and there. All right, let's see. What is workaholic and quest talking about here for Taurus? And speaking about it. What is this talking about? Because this is like clarity and also speaking about it. So nostalgia. So this is about like nostalgia, speaking about doing something that you love. This is like the Six of Cups is always like, like a childhood memory, something that made you happy. You could be working on something. You could be working on something with someone, going on this quest and doing something that made you happy or makes you, this is like a memory. So like redoing a memory, and this may require, doing some artwork, crafts and stuff like that. Well, tell me more about this. Reach out to others with love and compassion. So if you like work or a quest that you're going on or something, even if you're looking for work, always put your best self forward, basically here. Reach out to someone, Let's see, what is this talking about? Six of Cups with workaholic and quest. Oh, we got the King of Cups. Somebody that's emotionally intelligent. So like, like if you have a good idea, something that really makes you happy and you want to talk to someone about it, maybe talk to someone that is like, a masculine person, someone that would be emotionally support you. You need to support yourself before you can support others. So like, having compassion, but reach out to someone that is already like emotionally has grown, if you are, So I feel like you've been holding back a lot here, like when it comes to speaking about what you would like to do here, Taurus. And there's an abundance here waiting for you here. Tell me about the abundance. That is judgment, like that there could be a reconciliation between somebody here, or like, there's a judgment made in your favor that's going to bring in abundance for you. So this is probably how you're learning how faith works, having faith. So what's faith talk about here for Taurus? That will help them feel more safe and grounded. We got the Sun card, and then we have the Page of Swords. So faith talks about like learning to be happy and learning how to be happy. Learning how to be happy. Learning how to recharge yourself. Spread your wings and fly. Learning how to spread your wings and fly. It literally says that. Take your time to think and believe in you. Or before you act. So think before you act. But also it says spread your wings and fly. to what makes you happy. And you know, that's what faith is listening to what you really would make you happy. That is what faith is. And so how have you grown? How have you grown from this? And learned that you are safe? How have you grown? We have the Eight of Wands in the bottom, and then in the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords. The Eight of Wands talks about taking action on your ideas in life. So that's how you know that you have grown, because you took action, quick action too, in your life and your ideas that you had. And then the bottom of the deck, we got the Queen of Swords here, which talks about your clear communication allows you to express what is what is for what is best for everyone. So you may have somebody that like that, or you may be somebody like that. That is a lot of air in their chart. You know, somebody that makes the right decision, knows what's best for everyone, and you know, makes the right decision. That's the Queen of Swords. That's what it says. You could also be a Libra. And also a Sagittarius. Doesn't that signs don't really matter here. But take time out, focus on the answer will come to you. So if you're wanting to make a decision, like take time out for yourself and just focus on what is that you really want, and the answer will come to you. All right, that's what I got for you. But abundance is coming in for you. All right. Well, so, hey, way up, dude, what's up? At least somebody came in here. Where's all my other friends that I usually hang out on hang out in their panels? Where are they all now? Where are they all now? I did tell a few people. Oh, they're probably still stoned from yesterday. It was 420 yesterday. That's why I didn't do this chakra reading yesterday, because, like, yeah. A YouTube friend that I met on YouTube, somebody I met on YouTube, showed up and brought some goodies, and yeah, then I got high. I was gonna do this, but then I got high. It was 420 yesterday, so I was allowed. So yeah, had a little leisure time. So let's go to Gemini. I need a sip of my coffee. Oh, and I made blueberry muffins today, and I made chocolate chip muffins today. Yes, I did. So we're gonna stick to just doing the chakra reading today, and then I'll come back and do the sacral chakra tomorrow. Yeah. All right. Let's go to Gemini. Let's see, what is Gemini? What's going on in Gemini's life when it comes to their chakras? Sage, can you guys hear the cat? She's being very vocal right now. All right, for Geminis. Sage, that's enough. I'm going to get the dog to come in here. The dog. All right, let's see. Geminis. The Quest. Taurus had this, right? I think it was Taurus had it. But yeah, Quest. You also have the Quest card that came out. You're going on a quest. Why does it feel like there's a card in here that doesn't fit? Well, that has happened before. I've got like different cards in here. In decks. Alright, let's see. Workaholic. Really? They just fall the opposite way though. So in Taurus, it was the workaholic first, and then it was the quest. And for Gemini, it's the quest and then the workaholic. So you may be going on this quest. You may be, someone that's going on this quest and taking someone on a quest with you, and, and really getting to work here. Workaholic. Can you go grab her, Nick? Can you go grab her, please?
She's going for her.
this is going to be hard to focus with the reading here. Can you go grab her and just put her in my room? Close the door. Because, you know, this card came out. That's like, I don't like this energy. Rejection. Rejection. Reject. So you may be an artist. You may feel like rejected by, like, you know, society, churches and stuff like that. You may be an artist. You may feel like that people at church is like, all like, see how they're like all a bunch of like, they're all looking at you weird. You may feel like that, Gemini. You may feel like that. Like you're the crazy person and you don't fit in into like uh, I see I'm a Gemini, that's why I'm giggling because that is kind of like how I am. Kind of nerd. Kind of a nerd. And I like to do things, I like to learn about God in different, more fun ways than judging people and the way churches work a lot of times. But yeah. You may feel like that if you're like that. So that's what I see here, Gemini's. You need to learn to not give a shit. Like I'm just saying, because this is your root chakra. This is what's making you feel safe. Like whatever, whoever you are, is you're that artist. Okay, that doesn't fit into like, you know, the societal religious things, right? So, you know, you've learned to accept that, you know, you've learned to accept that, and this is making you feel grounded. You may be a good baker, you may make the best pie, you know, but you may never make the pie for churches or with churches, but, um, so for some of you Geminis, contemplating about the past is not like, that's what you need to work on. Not, you know, don't be stuck in the past. Like if the snow's melted, don't stay where the snow was. Like, you know, in the times when the snow was still on the ground, um, let that time go, right? So we are in spring now. For most places that I read for, we're in spring now, Geminis. So for you to, what you're doing here is making you feel accepted here. You may be a baker, you may do that. May make you feel accepted here. Um, but you may be trying to find a balance here. You know, you might trying to find a balance here and learn to release grief and confusion, right? You may be learning how to release grief and confusion that will make you feel safe. And you may have already been rejected. You may be an artist. Like I said, that's workaholic. And the workaholic always reminds me of an artist. So you may be different than people out there, but you have a quest to go on and you know your quest. And so you're learning to accept that. And this is making you feel grounded and stable. All right, let's see. What is this quest and workaholic for Gemini? So this is something that you need to talk about. This is the throat chakra. I can't wait till we get to that chakra. All right, so that's one of my favorite chakras because I like to speak. So let's see. What's the quest for workaholic for Geminis? There may be some, like, you may feel like a little stressed out, Gemini. You know, there may be like some chaos and conflict, you know, somebody fighting with you, or there may be competition, you know, but there is a quest here. Somebody, you know, there is a quest, you know, you may be trying to go on here with someone, but there may be some chaos and conflict, and this may be worrying you. But I feel like everything will work out, you know. This is working on your panels. This is gonna work out, I feel. But I feel like for some of you, you're a little stressed out. And there may be other people, you may feel like other people are competing against you or fighting with, or wanting to fight with you. So, and this is about sharing, making money and sharing it, you know, and then things happen fast when you do that. So, what is conflict and Ten of Swords here? Maybe you worry for nothing, Geminis. Let's see. What is this conflict? So this is the Fool card. It's about really taking that leap, you know, just doing it instead of worrying about it or worrying about fights or what, you know, or maybe you're fighting something here. Um, says here, be smart and take life as it comes. Don't always think everything's gonna be a fight. Just kind of take it as it comes and have faith, like that everything will work out. So that's the Fool card here, and I feel like there's gonna be collaboration here. This could be at work as well for you. This could be three people working together here. This everything will work out here. What are you feeling here rejected about that is not making you feel safe here or secure or make you feel like your identity is lost? What is this here that makes you feel rejected, Geminis? Foresight, and then we have the Moon card. So there's things that can't be seen that and that may not fit into the church's view. You may have, you may be a psychic or somebody that knows that can see things, and you have other options. That's the Two of Wands. So for some of you, you have other options as well. So acceptance. What is acceptance here that will help you feel more grounded and stable? So maybe you could do like a bake off, like do a bake sale. Ooh, Four of Wands. So Four of Wands, and we got the Four of Swords. So you have learned to accept whatever it is, whatever it is that you're accepting life as it comes, and this has brought you a lot of peace and security. This has made you feel safe, and Four of Wands is you having your safety, your security, right? And then you can rest your mind. This is what you have learned to, because you've learned to accept that it's okay to be rejected. Rejection is God's protection sometimes, right? So you have built your security, your home, and you're accepting it, and it's making things right for you, like Judgment here. So you also have a place where you can rest your mind. That's the Four of Swords, and you can really do your research. Also, you can learn a lot. This is also about really soul searching. So you got that place, That's what I see here. So this is you accepting this quest is it's just part of your life. It's just. So you're going to come out of being stuck in the past, or feeling like you're stuck in the past, and you're going to be able to release the grief and the confusion and the impatience if you're feeling like destiny has your back. So your instincts, listen to your instincts. That's instincts and perception. See things, and yeah, miracles are on the way too, Geminis, all right, for you. That's what I see. Who's all here? What? Nobody in chat? Or am I not? Is something, my chat broken or something? Is my chat broken? There's 3 people watching, and 4 likes. I appreciate your likes. And if you guys leave comments on my YouTube channel too, it brings in more. It brings in more traffic, and the algorithm only does so much, right? So let's go to Cancers. You guys like these readings or what? How's it going? How's it going? Let me know. I need to know. I need confirmations. We've done 3 signs. All right, now we're going to go to Cancers. All right, what does Cancers know? What does Cancers need to know about feeling so that they can feel secure, grounded, and stable, and know who they are? You need to work on your insecurities, Cancer. Also, creation here. So work on your insecurity, and you could be very creative, and this could lead you to your soulmate. And on I see also workaholic. So you may be someone that's put yourself in, like, this is the bottom of the deck. So sometimes I read that as like your main energy that you're carrying at the moment. So you could be putting yourself into work in a lot of ways, and you may have just shut your heart down because you may have somebody may have hurt you, right? And you are, and so you may be working on that right now. You may be working on your, that was the first card. You're working on your insecurities. Be more like, like you got this, right? And this is going to help you to really create like that life that you want for here, or to call in your soulmate. To call in your soulmate. So learn to use energy to create. See? Use pure, clear energy to create. And as you work, you're doing the work here. There's no trickery here. You may feel like trickery, there's trickery involved, or you're going to get tricked into, but no, there's like miracles are real. That's having faith. All right? So, like, keeping the end, like, I see victim there. What is the card? Oh, there's a card that was stuck. So, we're not immortal, okay? That's a card of mortality. We're not immortal, right? So, like, being a workaholic, you could work yourself to the bone, right? And then later you may feel like you're a victim, right? But instead, you can expand Cancer by working on your insecurity first and foremost, which will help you to believe in having faith, and faith brings in miracles. There's no trickery. That's what I see. All right, there's no trickery. All right, miracles are not trickery. So that will help you to create in your life with energy that you're feeling, because you are a very intuitive sign. You're very, you have the intuition. Tell me about the insecurities when it comes to Cancer and their security, feeling safe and secure and supported. So for some of you, you have foresight. You may have Aries in your chart, or you have foresight about something here. You have a vision. Find your inspiration, then take action. So, like, this is going to help you to gain confidence in your life. So right now you're feeling insecure about something here that you want in life, or someone that you want in your life, Cancer. But what will give you the confidence is, like, what will give you the confidence. So if you want it bad enough, that will give you the confidence to go after it. You know this, right? That's what it's saying here. So that's going to help your confidence if you just take action on it, what you already know that you want, your desire. All right, and how is this going to help you to create and call your soulmate in for Cancers? Maybe that's for some of us what you want is to call in your soulmate. This is going to help you to create the energy to make things, to call in your soulmate, and slow and steady wins the race, which is the the Knight of Pentacles. Is someone that is serious, but they may be a little bit slow, or they take strategic action, and they have their guard up a little bit, and you may want things to be a little bit quicker, right? So there's the Knight of Swords, but someone here has their guard up a little bit because they have the King of Swords here, which is Gemini or Taurus energy. So they may want to rush in. But they're putting their guard up here, and they're not going to rush in. They're going to make sure that they're not rushing in. But by doing everything slow and steady wins the race, right? So by doing things slow, but like it's for sure thing, right? So that's how they're creating here, or that is how that's how you're creating here to calling in your soulmate. You want to, you know, rush in, but your logic mind, your King of Swords mind is telling you, no, you got to do it this way. So you're doing it this way, so you're not doing it wrong. You're not making any mistakes. The call told me. All right, see, Cancers. Soulmate is in your reading here, Cancer, so I have to mention it. That's what you're doing here. I say confirm the soulmate, and then we got the Fool card. So that is what you're doing here. You are focused on your soulmate, and you are focusing on calling them in and taking that leap of faith with them. So why have you been working so much? What have you been working on so much, and why have you been working so much? See, that's the workaholic card here. So I'm going to see for Cancers what that is that you're doing to make yourself feel more grounded and stable. So why are you working so hard? We got the Lovers here, which is also another soulmate card. Or that's also about a relationship, making a decision about a relationship. And there's been there's been some pain and hurt in the past here, some betrayal, and so you don't want to, so whoever you are, somebody here doesn't want to mess up, so they haven't made a decision yet because they don't want to mess up, Cancer, or this is you. So take that how it resonates. These are general readings, so take what resonates. So somebody wants to rush in and, make you theirs. And so they've just been working really hard on making sure that they are in a good energy and they know how to fight for you in the right way. Or you them. Bottom of the deck, we have Justice. And then what's peeking out is, the Heartbreak card is peeking out is because, like, someone doesn't want to hurt someone again. So this may be someone from your past, and they don't want to hurt you, or you don't want to hurt them. So there's been some fight that happened. So this time they want to rush in, but they're not going to. They're going to do it slow and steady wins the race, right? But they're going to do it honestly and with integrity and in fairness, because that's the King of Swords. So or if this is you, like, your insecurities here, just talking about your chakras, but somebody may want to come in, or you may be so I see this as you. I see this as a lot of the masculines here, because at the start of the reading it talks about your insecurities, right? And you're wanting to calling in your soulmate. So I feel like it's you that you don't want to mess up, and you may have had a fight with them. So, and I feel like I'm talking to a lot of, like, the masculine Cancers when it comes to their chakras. So not everybody's chakras all need work at the same time. We all have different things that we got going on. All right, so now we're gonna move on to Leos. Oh, I gotta move my legs. I even wore a red color for you guys today. And I like to wear this over my arms because, I don't know, sometimes my arms get cold. And I wanted to stop wearing my house coat all the time. My cup needs to clean. I spilled coffee earlier too. All right, let's see, Leos. What is the root chakra? What is the work that they need to do on their root chakra? And what is the work that they're doing on the root chakra? Ooh, they start popping out when I said what is the work doing on the root chakra. Okay, impasse. Like feeling like you're lost, like you don't know where to go. And also immortality, and like knowing that you don't have to do it all alone. So you may be working on, like, the gray area where you're realizing, Leos, that you don't have to do it all by yourself, you know, to have balance, and you don't need to always have a bubble around you to protect your energy. You can let some people in your bubble, you know what I mean? See the bubble? the invisible bubble. And because they got the invisible bubble, so they think that to feel balanced, they have to carry both of those, right? And, but at the same time, Leos, you're feeling like you're always alone, and the only person you can trust is yourself. And so this is what you're working on, as why they popped out, because I said, what are you working on? So you are working on to find more, feeling more good and good about yourself and knowing who you are, by working on these things. One of them is knowing that you're not alone and you don't have to do it all alone. And you're not immortal, right? So you also realizing that, that we're all gonna go one day, no matter how much you protect your energy, and you're doing it all by yourself. So you're working on that, so that's good. What else are you working on? All right, so you're working on your wisdom when it comes to your heart chakra. So you're with what you know about, like, wisdom when it comes to love and kindness and compassion and mysticism. So that's spirituality. So you're learning about wisdom and spirituality, which is going to help you to feel more trusting in the unknown. That's what you're doing to feel more grounded and stable. All right, see, tell me about mortality and impasse. So yeah, you're learning to love yourself, and also to be intelligent about your love, like be and you're learning, my hand's itchy, you're also learning to support your own emotions before you support someone else's emotions. So if you have, like, you may have, like, water in your chart, Leos, you could be like a cusp in Cancer. But yeah, so you're learning to support your own emotions before you try to support someone else's. And you know that you're not immortal, right? It's not all up to you, right? So you're learning that not everything is up to you, and you have to take care of your own emotions and yourself first. That's what I see here. And you are a very emotionally intelligent person. That's also what it's saying. So what are you learning about impact? What are you learning here about, like, trusting more about empaths? Tell me about this. What are you learning here for Leos? You're learning to trust your knowing, which is the Three of Wands, knowing where you're going. You're learning to trust more where you're going. And so in the past you may have felt like alone and lost, but you're learning to trust just where you're going more, and finding your own inspiration to take action on. So your foresight is like teaching you to go forward, and what inspires you and what you want to take action on, and so you don't feel like an impasse, like you're stuck, right? So you're learning wisdom here. What are you doing here to learn this wisdom here and this mysticism? What are you doing here? Hello, Wanda. There's a lot of cards. That's a lot of cards. We're not going to take those right now. All right, so what are you learning here to get this wisdom here? To gain this wisdom. You're learning to speak to spirit, the higher self, you're learning to connect to your higher self for the wisdom here. And this is and you're going to learn, and you're learning how to speak about it, like how to speak about what your spirit is telling you to do, to what the spirit is telling you, right? Which is, this is like a hand that's coming out of the air, which is God. That's considered like a spirit message from God, right? So this is what the wisdom that you're learning. You're learning to connect with your connection to the Most High, right? So you're learning to connect to and so we got the page of your focus on your focus on your goals, and and will bring you great as success. So you're learning to connect to your wisdom, to spirit, through your spirit, and this is bringing, it's going to bring you a lot of like wisdom and connect you to success in your life. So this is why it's good for you. All right, let's see. What are you learning from mysticism here in your higher self? What are you learning here for Leos when it comes that'll make you feel more grounded and stable in your life and more rooted in your life? What is the message here that you're learning? You're learning that to have victory because you fell on the angel of victory, right? That was the first angel that came out today. So this card fell on down and it kept fell in reverse. You learned that mentally you're not leaving yourself out anymore. The mysticism that you're learning is helping you to not leave yourself out anymore, and and break your heart. So you're not leaving yourself out mentally anymore, which broke your heart. So that's what you're learning. So this is going to make you, this is making you feel more, very down to earth and more, the Queen of Pentacles. Someone that's got everything they need. That's what I see here. And it's making you feel very independent as well. All right, so we're going to go to Virgo next. I just want to make sure that there was a couple cards that I felt like they got twisted here. All right, let's fix these cards before we do Virgo. All right, these ones are all. How's it going? Hope everybody had a good day yesterday, 420. Or everybody had a good day today. You know, one card didn't come out in the tarot deck yet today is the Aquarius card, the healer. I didn't see that one yet come out at all. So that's a good sign, that means people are healed already. And or are they already stars? They're a star. Okay, so this card was in reverse, so that means that, people are not wanting to like backstab you and anymore, so that's good. I see them like in here and kind of reading into it just and always overall, right? So somebody also doesn't want somebody to not be single anymore, and so independent. And somebody doesn't want to fight anymore. And there's someone also that doesn't know how much somebody cares for them. And somebody doesn't want to be a player no more. I'm just reading what I'm seeing here, okay? And somebody doesn't want to go, like, they want to make a decision. All right. That's just for whoever needs to pick that up. I don't know. That was just a special little, how they say, little Easter egg. There's like a little Easter egg in the readings. A little extra message for somebody. All right, let's go to Virgos. All right, Virgos. Let's see. What have you been working on when it comes to feeling more grounded and rooting stable? Oh, you've been doing the self-love. Love that for you, Virgo. Love that for you. Self-love. You've been loving yourself. You've been loving on yourself, doing the self-care. But I'm loving that. Loving that for Virgos. All right, what have you been doing to feel more grounded? Forgiving. You've been learning to forgive. That's really nice. What else have you been doing to make yourself feel more grounded and stuff? Having compassion for people, or like if you're going through grief, having compassion for yourself more, and this is bringing you more abundance into your life. So, an acceptance. Ooh, you've been learning a lot. So that makes you feel good. Like, if you've been learning a lot, that makes you feel grounded and stable and all that. You've been learning about grief and compassion and abundance. So the first one is self-love, forgiveness. Then we have like the grief and compassion. And then we have abundance. So you know, grief is love, but it's in a sad way that it is portrayed, right? So it's about your heart being broken. So that's what grief really is a broken heart. And and then, you know, this is about like your crown chakra. So like really truly forgiving someone, that's like spirit, your spirit is forgiving them, right? Like, you know, and you learn to really love yourself and really trust yourself, that if you love on yourself and you do that self-love, that this is coming for you, like, you know, that you be able to forgive somebody here, or, you know, and also, you know, something may have broke your heart, but you understand that that may have been, you may be forgiving because the person may have been going through grief, right? Because you have compassion, now the abundance comes, right? Because you have compassion, caring person, now you get abundance and happiness. Because that's the yellow card. That's the, you know, you feel energetic, you feel energy, you've learned to accept, you know, and you know, there's been someone here from the past, you know, from the beyond, that has helped you to learn to accept things here, Virgo. Somebody in the other side, you may say, they have helped you to learn to accept things that you cannot change, accept the things you cannot change, right? And really rest your mind too when you need to, and learn to love yourself. All right, so what is forgiveness and self-love here that you've learned that has really helped you to, if you've been going through grief, that's really helped you to overcome grief as well, and forgiveness and all this? Love, unconditional love. Love has no condition. God's love, you know, true love and God's love doesn't have no condition. You know, we all go through grief and we all forgive when we start to love ourselves, right? And even the people that are going through grief, if you don't love yourself, um, you know, your grief may not come out as compassion, you know, or even sadness. So, like, you know, that's this what you're forgiving here, because your spirit is loving and kind, because you've been loving on yourself. And yeah, you've been loving on yourself, and also there's a lot of like toxicity that you may have dealt with. You are only limited by what you believe is possible. So you have also learned that you're only limited, and that is what the devil wants you to think, that you can't have something, or whatever. Is the devil sets limits, nobody else. Like, you know, God has no limits. He's unconditional love. So you have learned that you're forgiving, you're loving yourself, you're forgiving, and you also learned that grief, you know, love overcomes grief and sadness, and compassion overcomes that. And limiting yourself does not overcome that, right? So you have not been limiting yourself. So this is bringing in abundance, because you've kept a compassionate heart, and you may have been going through grief, or somebody may have been going through grief, and you still kept being loving and loving on yourself, and this is bringing you abundance and also acceptance. And there's someone here from the other side that's helping you accept this. What is this abundance that's coming in for our Virgos? And because they've had compassion and they have learned, then this is like what's making you feel very good, and you having victory in your life and feeling grounded. You're feeling rooted, grounded, and stable. Let's see what else. You suddenly realizing it, that you may have been putting limits on yourself. That's the Tower here. Always expect the unexpected. So you have learned that abundance comes in when you least expect it as well. So that is always expect the unexpected. And with your compassion, abundance could be coming in because you are not expecting it. And this could be somebody working with you, or like somebody, you know, at work, something working out at work for you. Um, tell me about the Tower. and the abundance and compassion. Temperance. And we have the Justice card, Libra energy, the card of 11 here. But also we have this Temperance here. The Temperance says that you've been seeking the balance and to create calmness. So if you've needed, like, like expecting the unexpected, we need to always learn to calm our energy too, or to have perfect balance in our life, that we don't get a little bit off, off shaken off. So you've already learned that having compassion helps you to have more like more balance when it comes to like the Temperance, like feeling more peace in your life, and also feels more, and also justice here, that using your intuition to set your moral compass, so you know what you're good with, what you're not good with. Even when unexpected things happen, like what you're accepting, you know what you're not accepting. But I see that because you have compassion, it's coming from a good place. Your abundance is coming from a good place. So you know that you can accept it, and it's not from the devil, and it's not going to limit you. All right, let's see. What is this? Hello, welcome. All right, let's see. Final message for Virgos when it comes to acceptance and overall reading here. Having victory. Celebration. So, yeah. So, all of these things that you've learned, loving yourself, overcoming grief, forgiveness, also having compassion for others, all these things are bringing you to the happiness, the celebration, or even for some of you, reconciliation with someone. Moving away from conflict with someone, celebrating with someone here. So this could be someone that may have like been in between, like they couldn't make a decision before, and they may have felt left out because they may have been limited beliefs in themselves, and like, so you've learned to not have limited beliefs in yourself, and anything you set your goal to and you set your moral compass to, you can achieve. And yeah, all right, that's what I got for Virgo. And everybody, remember, victory will come to you, and you have to believe in yourself, and the work has to be done on yourself. Like, you have to love yourself. You have to do the chakra clearing, which is loving yourself, clearing your energy. And also remember that you are a loving, creative child of God. Always remember that. We are all created equally in the image of our Creator. So, let's see. We are now going to go to Libra. All right, Libras, what have you learned about, like, feeling grounded and stable, secure and safe, and knowing who you are? What have you learned? Learned or need work on? So we have the first card that came was insecurity. So the only way I see that in a positive way is that what you may have learned is to know when to, like, not let someone into your heart. Insecurity, or like, or what makes you insecure. You may even have some PTSD. But perseverance here, right? So what you have learned, that even when your heart is insecure and you're not feeling like fully safe, to keep on going and trusting the process. What I see here, because this is the orange card, which is the sacral chakra, and this is the root chakra. So what is helping you to feel more safe is to trust the process and persevere and not give up, and trusting it, because trusting that you will expand, right? Your energy will expand, and that's what you're trusting that, because you're not giving up. So you may be learning that even though you're insecure right now when it comes to, you're not really open with your heart, but you're learning to not give up, and you're learning to persevere, and you're also learning to expand your energy a little bit, maybe your happy energy, because I see the yellow very brightly there, and that is like your that is your solar plex, and that is more like your happy energy. We'll get to that chakra here in a couple days. But you're really expanding your mind too, and also in the mysticism. I want one more message here before I get like into the reading. What else are you working on here when it comes to feeling more grounded and rooted and stable, and feeling yourself more, like knowing who you are, Libras? Bottom of the deck is being very grateful, maybe having a grateful mother, sister, or, or someone, a friend. Doesn't matter the sex, really. It's just the energy of the feminine energy more. To me, it's more like female energy. So you may be recovering from, you also learning to like know who you are and feel more grounded and feel more rooted and stable and all that, because you have learned that a lot of things that you see on TV is deceptive, and you're recovering from it. You're recovering from all the deception that you've been told or seen on TV. And you may be very grateful for your mother or your sister or somebody in your life. Because you know that your hearts will always, be binded together. You will always have each other. And so you're recovering from it. You're recovering the key to life, to feeling grounded, to feeling stable. And maybe because all the things that look like the people are so happy, you learned a lot of it is deception, right? It's all fake. And now with AI, we really know what's fake now, right? So you've learned, the middle card here is learn to expand your happy energy now. And like you may have a friend. You may have a friend here that you're doing things with, and somebody you're grateful for. Maybe working together here on something. Let's see. Tell me about what is your expansion here? What is your expansion here from not giving up, even when you were insecure when it comes to your heart? The expansion here is the generosity card, which is the Taurus energy here, balancing the scales, sharing your success and building more of it. So you and this person may have like, you share your success, and you work together and make more of it, make more success, and this is expanding the happy energy. Could be a few people here. So it's like a give and take. You're learning to expend your energy. How you're learning to expend your energy here. And also communicating it. That's what I see here. Communicating how you can expand your energy. What is this? Happily ever after. So you're learning to talk about how you see things happening, and this is bringing in your happy 10 of Cups. And because you may be talking to someone here that also knows that, that a lot of things that are going on is not real. What is the deception card? What have you learned about this deception that has helped you to recover or yeah, recover the key to being grateful for who you have. Slow and steady wins the race. We got the Knight of Pentacles. We got routine, having a good routine in your life. So, you've learned about like all the deception is like, you may have learned something good from it, like having a good routine will make slow and steady wins the race. Not everything that, I always say this too, like everything that comes quick, everything goes up quick must come down quick, right? So like slow and steady wins the race. Your blocks are stacked more solid when you're not rushing. You know what I mean? When you're moving up to success, that's what you've learned here, and you're recovering. And what is the final message here for gratitude and recovery for Libras? And slow and steady wins the race. The Emperor, you're large and in charge. The Emperor here, and you're also very emotionally grounded and stable. Yeah, now you know how to run a business. See, like when you don't jump into something and you recover from it, from all the deception first, you don't just believe everything you see. Then you learn to ground yourself, you learn to take charge, and you learn to lead. And then you recover the key to what it is to have real success, to have real emotionally stability, and also feeling like you can go forward. Like, let me read the card for you. Um, you own your own space with confidence. So, like, when you walk into the building, people know you're important, because you carry yourself that way. You've learned to walk, you've learned to struggle, and you learn from the struggles, you learn to slow and steady wins the race. So taking a modern approach, and also like you may have started a routine, which is really to really ground yourself and really be in your best energy. So that's what I see here. Whether you may not tell everybody how, you may keep a lot of things to yourself, how you're like really learning to ground your emotions, and you got financially stable, whether you're male or female. You got what you need. You got what you need. Tell me, final message here for, you may be very grateful for, like I said, for this person, but there you realizing that, like, if like something tells you that, like, and you realize that you're only limited by what you tell yourself. All right, the negative side tells you, because the devil popped out here, and then also the Knight of Cups. So you also, we have this guy here, right? So you already know that if you listen to this one here, then you'll be like, oh, I can only do that. But you've learned that that's not the truth, right? So you're only limited by what you believe that you can do. And you already know you can do. You can go after your happiness. That's what I see, Libra. So you've learned to ground yourself. You learn to, only person that's going to tell you no is your shadow side, which we call the devil. We all have an angel and a devil on our shoulder, okay? And the one that we feed more is the one that's going to succeed more. Alright, now we're going to go to Scorpios. Like my rhymies. Alright, let's see. What has Scorpio's been working on here? How has Scorpio been working on their root chakra and grounding and feeling stable? You feel like you have a destiny, realizing you have a destiny. This is making you feel, like you are, your identity is important, and as feeling stable and grounded. That's part of your identity to who you are. So if you feel like you have a destiny in your life, we don't all always think that in our life, that we have a destiny in our life, but then we realize we have a destiny. Everybody does. But once you have realized that you have a destiny in your life, this has helped you to feel more grounded and stable in your life. And it's also maybe bittersweet. It's like it could be somebody's belated birthday, or it could be somebody's birthday party, but it's like it's a belated, I mean, it's a bittersweet. But at least you know you have a destiny, and this is helping you to feel more stable and feel like you belong, you know? And perception is how it's all about how you see things. It's all about how you look at the world. Scorpio. Tell me one more. For what you've been learning and doing that is helping you feel more grounded. We got service, so you may have been service, like you may be like a worker that works in like a nursing home, or like, you know, work cares for elders. So we have service here. You may have been of service for others, and also I feel that you are learning to have balance in, you know, um whatever it is in your life, the people in your life, you're learning to have balance between you and the people in your life, Scorpio. And you may have been like of service, and you're also seeing things from a different perception. You have a different perception after, you know, something may be bittersweet. You may, you know, but you know it's destined. Something is destined. What is this destiny that's bittersweet? Bittersweet is you always have a choice. There's choice. Like you have a choice, even if you have a bit, you know, a destiny. Everybody has a choice. Is believe in your personal power. Believe in your own personal power. This is going to help you to feel more grounded. If it's something you feel passionate about, then you know you always have a choice in your destiny as well. If you feel like something is destined for you. And it may not be exactly how you thought it was going to go, because it says bittersweet. What is that about for Scorpio when it comes to feeling grounded and stable? This is also like Aries energy here, but also traveling. You may have wanted to travel, may have not happened how you wanted it, right? But that may have been broke your heart, but you will overcome this heart, you know, the that fell in reverse. So that could be the bittersweet part. Like I just asked, what is the bittersweet? You know, something may have hurt your feelings, or, you know, may have hurt your heart, but you are moving past that. So that is the bittersweet part, right? And then we got the King of Swords there. So somebody may have hurt your feelings, or may have, you know, broke your heart, but there's a bittersweet. And also King of Swords, I want to talk about them. Because King of Swords is Taurus and Gemini energy in this deck. And it says you think things through and from all perspectives. So that could be the bittersweet, right? So that may help you to overcome whatever hurt you and move away from that mindset and different perception, right? Having a different perception of it. And then we have the Empress in the bottom of the deck, which is, you know, because you're the Empress here, energy. The Empress here is you can do anything that you want to be happy with, and you'll be happy with the results. So you're very like, anything you want, set your mind to, you can do. Because if you think things through and see things from all aspects, you might see things differently, right? So that's what it talks about here, having a different perception of it. And you may be of service, and this helps you to also see things in different, you know, seeing a lot of different situations in your life. If you're of service with people, like if you're helping someone and being there for them, giving your time. What is this perception talking about in service for Scorpio? Okay, so there's the Two of Pentacles. So you've been really trying to see things from both aspects, and also like how it can financially uh, make you feel safe and balanced. And you know, you may have been there for someone, and you're trying to figure out what it's, if it's worth the, like, the money that you're getting from it, because this is a pentacle. This is about your security. This is about your responsibility. So finding the balance in your life as you build success. So you're thinking things there, and you're really taking that time to really rest your mind too, and think about what is the personal growth, like what is the personal growth, and it always means leaving something behind, right? So what have you grown from this? And so finding this balance. So also I wanted to know about service here. Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is someone you're a natural born confidence is the talent, that you can call upon always, right? So you're very vibrant, Scorpio, all right? Um, you're very protected. You're very protected when it comes to your spirit, and you may have learned a lot from just being of service to elders. A lot of wisdom. You learned a lot about you know your confidence and how to have a new start here. So I see you're gonna have a new start. This is leading you to a new start. This is your destiny. So maybe you helping others and you're really good at it. So what is this balance for you? What is the balance here for Scorpio? So the balance here is your heart. Open your heart and receive the love from others. So yeah, open your heart and receive the love from others. It could be like, your family members, your children. It's like two peas in a pod. It's like, and this is going to, oh, we got recovery here. And then we have gratitude underneath that for you, Scorpio. And then we have joy. So when you open your heart, you will recover from all the stuff that you went through here. And it may have brought you down if you've been of service. You may be somebody that's very vibrant and all that, but you may have had a hard time finding the balance if you've always had to be there for someone, right? But you will overcome these burdens, all right? And then you will always, and always and you know what, it's going to make you stronger, because doing all these things and learning all these things and accepting and seeing different, not always just seeing it one way but seeing it another way, then you may find a better balance when it comes to the unexpected things that could happen, right? So always expect the unexpected, right? Don't always expect the worst, right? So if there's someone that may have not seen or accepted you in the past, and stop talking to you, I feel like they regret it. All right, so there may have someone that may have been, really shutting themselves off because things were difficult, and then they shut themselves off mentally, and they were limiting themselves. All right, so there will be a balance that comes into your life from that, and your intuition is already telling you that, Scorpio. So, because you are the Queen of Wands in this reading. So we're done with Scorpio. Sagittarius, I'm kind of sad that like not enough people coming in chat. Like my chat should be rolling. That's how it used to be. Like if I'm gonna come on here every day, I need more people. All right. So get all your friends, get all your family. We can all be a fun tribe, a happy fun tribe. Yeah. All right, Saggy Wedgies. We got Saggies, then we got Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces to go. All right. So you guys, thanks for hitting that like button. Being here for your sign will really help me to help you. So I pick up on more energy when you're in the chat while I'm live. Just saying, that's how energy works. It's stronger that way. So if you need some help with different chakras, and if you're in here, then I will pick it up. But I am doing all the chakras from root chakra to crown chakra. All right, Saggies. What have you been doing to make yourself feel more grounded, stable, secure, and all that good stuff? What have you been doing, Saggies? You've been praying? Okay, you've been praying for happiness, and also you've been learning to expand your happiness and kind of like, sharing your happiness more with others, like expanding your joy, your happy to others. And you have learned that, okay, we have the trickery in the victim. So you may have learned to expand, like you learn to pray for expansion and happiness, and expanding your happiness and expanding your heart more to the world and more is what I see here. And for you've been praying for greener pastures in your life, and that would make you feel more grounded and stable, because I feel like the reason that you've been praying is because you have been tricked, and there you have been a victim of trickery in life, right? And this is of the heart, because this is the heart chakra. So you are learning to expand your happiness and maybe praying for others. Maybe you are praying for others. It'll come back tenfold to you when you pray for others, right? Because you may have been tricked and when it comes to your heart in the past, been a victim of trickery of the heart in the past. But you're recovering. Look at that. You're recovering, and you're releasing the past. And also you're releasing the past and the guilt that you may have, right? So Saggies, you're releasing that guilt, and you're releasing the past, and you're recovering. You're recovering from the heartbreak that you've gone through, and you're learning to expand your happy, joyful side more. I love this. I'm getting good energy from you, Saggies. All right, let's see. What have you been praying for this energy expansion? What is this that you've been praying for, Saggies? Cool. King of Pentacles. You've been praying for, stability and having the money. Have a boss. Maybe you've been praying to be a boss. Maybe you want to be your own boss. But you've been praying for financial stability, and also expanding in your life, expanding that happy energy in your life. So if you already are a boss, then you've been praying that you want somebody to expand this energy with, to share energy with. That's what I see. So for some of you, Saggies, you've been praying for someone to share this energy with, the good energy that you have, the happiness that you feel. What else? Why is the King of Pentacles here? So it also says you solve your own and other people's issues in particular ways. So you may have offered somebody something in the past, and they may have rejected you, right? Because they were still, or somebody may have offered you something, some love, out of nowhere, and you may have rejected it in the past, but you've been praying for that. So like that maybe things ended and it was very painful, but there may have been karmic cycle that may have ended, right? This could have been the trickery, right? The thing that broke your heart, Saggies. All right, so we're going to get into it here. We're going to find out what is it that you have learned to recover and heal from this trickery. What is this trickery that happened to you? What is the trickery in victim that happened to you. Can you guys hear her? Hold on one second. I had to give her trouble. She was really going loud. All right, so what have you been a victim of and been tricked when it comes to your heart chakra that you've recovered from now? Yeah, you've been a victim of, like, somebody like not telling you the truth. Speak your mind, so solve your problems. So you learn to speak your mind, and that solves your problems. So if you've been hurt in the past, somebody's, made you a victim of trickery when it comes to your heart. They tricked your heart. You learn to speak the truth, and they can't do that anymore. And that's how it's like, you're speaking the truth about what they did to you as well. How they made you feel. And, now you're getting good karma for it. Because you're speaking about what someone did to you, how someone hurt you, right? How someone hurt you really bad, right? So karma's turning around for you in a good way. So unconditional love. So when you speak about what happened, when you've been a victim of like heartbreak, real bad heartbreak, and somebody did that, viciously hurt you and stuff like that, and when you let that out and you speak about that and you give it to the world and you give it to God, that's when you can recover, right? Because that's when the world can send you this. All right? And that's when God can really send you the proper judgment, right? When you speak what happened to you, what broke your heart, Saggies. So let's see, how are you recovering here? How are you recovering? Um, so we had this, so you may not be going after something anymore if it kept hurting you. You may not be going after it anymore because it was in reverse, so you may have given up on some things. This has helped you to recover. You may have given up some things, okay? This has may have made you recover, and you may have given up on trying to go by tradition and just going what makes you happy. You stop caring about what tradition wants you to do, okay? And you're going after what you're passionate about. This is helping you to recover and really walk in your power, Saggies, and really be that King of Wands that you're capable of being. You have the dynamic energy of a leader. So, yeah, you just have to let go of what you know. Don't go back to what hurt you. So, what did hurt? What is it that hurt you? I want to know. What is it that hurt Saggies that made them feel unsafe? What is it that hurt Saggies that made them feel unsafe? Or not good enough, or whatever it was. It might have been a third party, okay? Or maybe in your mind that was a third party, right? It could have been, you could have had sleepless nights over this, right? Uh, I asked what hurt you. This is three people. So, what hurt you is could have been, somebody having, a third party. Like, that's the heart chakra as well. So, you've overcome that. And how are you recovering? By knowing how to be the leader. That's what you're doing, Saggies, is you being a leader. How are you recovering here? You're recovering, but not only are you recovering, you're releasing any guilt and you're releasing any grief and guilt from the past. Because you have really learned, you have really done your soul searching, you have really learned from the past. So you're releasing the past. And this is like now what you're having, is you're having a Two of Cups come in. Yeah, after someone broke your heart, now you have actually the right person coming in. And this person is going to leave you having a peaceful mind. Four of Swords. And they're going to be also sharing they're going to be generous and happily ever after. So everything that you have planned is working out in your life exactly how you want it. That's what I got for you, Saggies. I'm gonna have to mute again so I can yell at my cat, and then we're gonna go to Saggies. So we're gonna go to Capricorns. She's coming this way because I'm saying that's enough, and I told her no more deliciables for her if she doesn't want to listen. No more treats for you. No more treats for Sagey baby if she's not gonna listen. Come here then. Come sit with mom. Come here. Come here. Come here. Sage, come here. Come here. No more talking. Come here. Come here. Okay, we're gonna get back here in a minute. Come here, Sage. Come. Come. Come here. Come say hi then. Come say hi to everybody. Come. Come here then. Come here then. Come. You want treats? I'll give you treat after, but you have to listen. You have to let mommy do the reading. Okay? Come here. I'm gonna go lock you in my bedroom then if you don't listen. Here I am arguing with my cat. Alright, then go lay down. Then go lay down then. Yeah, go lay down. Mommy got 3 more readings to do. Alright, now we're gonna go to Capricorns. Alright, Capricorns, what have you been doing to... So, yeah, good routine for all the signs. Good routine is good way to start grounding yourself, and also going for walks in the grass, on the ground. Alright, let's go. Let's go, Capricorns. Alright, let's see, what have Capricorns been doing to grounding their energy? What has Capricorn been doing to ground their energy? Capricorns, what have you been doing to make yourself feel good, secure, and safe, and grounding your energy? You've been recovering. Alright, what else have you been doing, Capricorn? So you've been recovering, and also you've been learning. What have you been learned from to feel more grounded and stable? Is you learned that all the happiness and fake happiness you see on TV is deceptive, right? So you're recovering from that as well. So you're learning that there's a lot of deception. What else are you learning? You're learning to release the things that they're not, that you need to release, that aren't, that are just like living in your head, like all the memories, the sad memories, like grief. We do eventually have to, release the grief. Doesn't mean we forget the people ever, but we release the unhappiness that we feel about it. And that's what you're doing here, is you're learning to not believe everything you see on TV, and you're learning to release the anxiety that you're feeling. And we got bittersweet in the bottom of the deck. What else are you releasing? Or what else are you releasing? What else are you learning to learn to ground yourself more and feeling secure in your life? What else are you doing, Capricorn? All right, let's see. You may be learning to let go of complacencies. Complacency is like feeling stuck, staying in a certain way. But you also learning that being of service to others can really help you. Like, you being of service to maybe someone that's sick, or working, volunteering in a nursing home or something like that. And this is going to help you to feel more yourself as well. And you are learning to release complacency, deception, and releasing that, and releasing grief too. And this is, you are, the first card was recovery, and the one that wants to come out is Queen of Pentacles. You are grounded, you are stable, because you're already recovering from all these things that were deceptive, and you have released the grief as well. And I'm going to ask how you did it, so then other Capricorns or other signs to, do what you do and learn from each other, because everybody's different. For some people it works having a certain routine. Other people, it's hard for them to even have to start a routine, or there's only a few things in their life that they can go within routine. But it shouldn't be hard for Capricorns. But I feel like you're very grounded and stable. You're very much in your energy. You're focused on your home and your family and success and abundance is what you do. And this is helping you to recover in your life. All right. So the how did you overcome the deception on that you may have been watching on media, on social media, on TV and stuff? How did you overcome this deception? By loving on yourself, by having full control of your emotions, right? So it says that you have also learned that a lot of things are deceptive, and you've learned that people need to take care of themselves before they give advice to others. So that have you've learned too as well. And this is the emotional intelligence, right? So you've learned a lot of emotional intelligence because of like the deception on TV, right? Because a lot of those people that may be all these gurus, they have more issues than you do, right? And so like there's people that need to, you have learned that to be stable and grounded, that the deception that you may have found is learning that, knowing that whoever this person is, this masculine, they may believe something on TV, but they may need to learn to support themselves, like be emotionally support themselves before they give their advice, right? So they could be making it sound all good and stuff, especially if you're like, if it's a sexy male and you're, a woman watching, they could, they're making things like, they could be making things look real, but they're not, you know what I mean? Like this dude on, like, from Facebook, he's like, doing the walk in the air thing, right? That's all AI, okay? That's not really him. That's not really doing that. But yeah. So that's a lot of the fakery over there, right? So also, what have you learned that was helped you to release grief and complacency, Capricorn? So what you have learned, how you have learned to release um, like sadness and grief and being stuck in the same place is by not making a decision for a long time, is by like learning to know where you're going. So like taking time for yourself and to just learn where you, like, getting a different perspective. Like, you may have sorted out whatever the lies were or the fake stuff was on that you were watching, right? That you may have been, fantasizing about, and then it wasn't real, right? So you've seen it different perception of it. So you may have been like, been really real and just like went volunteered your time. Let's see what that's about. What service is about, or giving your service to someone here. Let's see. What is the service about? So you have also learned that being of service with someone here, finding your balance in your life, and also having success. You have learned that by being there for someone else, and you may have not always fit in as well, but you know that you have a quest to go on here, right? There is balance that's coming into your life, and there's also wisdom that's coming into your life. But you've also learned that um, rushing in too quick in something will maybe end things, right? So like end things that, so it says a personal growth always means leaving something behind, right? So sometimes you gotta seize the moment, but sometimes you gotta just be confident that gotta be confident that because I got the Knight of Swords here and then we got the King of Wands, that expect the unexpected. Sometimes you just gotta be ready for the unexpected, right? And King of Swords here, it says think things through from all aspects, right? So sometimes you got to be the emperor, which means that you can tap into your air energy, you tap into your emotional energy if you're masculine, right? And sometimes this is the emotional one here, right? So the deception may have messed with your emotions a little bit, right? Especially if you're the feminine here. May have been a sexy male pretending to be something he wasn't really, right? So I got for you Capricorns, but you have learned. Oh, now I messed my cards up again. You have learned that sometimes there's difficulties and you can't just always like be the Knight of Wands and always rush into things. And you have already recovered from all the deception and released, being stuck, right? And living in vanity. So you've released that. You've been doing the healing. So now we got 2 more signs to go, guys. I need another sip of my coffee. And then I gotta make some food. I did eat muffins, but that's it. Alright. Let's go to... Let's go to Aquarius. Thank you so much for being here. I keep forgetting to tell you guys. Yeah, thanks for being here. And also go watch all the other readings that... Yeah, I need some watch hours, guys. So select if you can and you have like a computer, like a desktop or a laptop, just let me play. Or if you have me on TV, just let me play all day. Let me play for your cats or whatever. Like, let my videos play, and it'll help me to one day get monetized maybe soon. All right. Let's go to Aquarius. Let's see, what is Aquarius learned to... That wasn't even asked the question yet. So, yeah, Aquarius, you're not immortal, okay? You can't do everything, Aquarius, okay? All right, let's see. What has Aquarius learned to really ground themselves? We have wisdom, and then we have isolation. So you've gained a lot of wisdom by isolating yourself from, people and situations. Really doing the hermit mode, because that's the hermit to me. The isolation card is like the hermit card, is like the soul searching, and wisdom. So you've done a lot of wisdom. You searched your heart a lot, Aquarius, and been you've really done isolating yourself and really thought about what your heart really wants. And we got the miracle on the bottom of the deck. Hold on one sec. All right, back to the reading. So, oh, card that flipped out right in here, forgiveness, right? So, your spirit has really learned to forgive because your mind has really learned a lot of wisdom. That's what I see here. Because this is a very spiritual card. This is a crown chakra card. And this is like your mind card. This is like thinking. And then this one here is your heart card. That's wisdom about your heart. And then on the bottom of the deck, so forgiving the guilt, you know, forgiving yourself, even if you feel guilty about, even if you're the one that needs to forgive yourself. You've been learning to do that. And also, like, if you were a victim, you've learned to grow from it. So even if you've been a victim, you've learned to grow from it. And if you feel guilty, you're forgiving yourself. And this has made you feel really grounded. And you've learned a lot. And you've growth from it. So you learned a lot about, like, so you've been a victim of your heart. You learned, and that's the first card that came out. You've learned a lot about your heart. And there's a growth from it. And now it has led you to your destiny. That's the next card. So, and also you're trusting that forgiving, if your spirit really forgives yourself, that you've learned from it, and that's when you don't have to relive it again. All right, tell me about what you have learned. What is the wisdom you've learned through your isolation and stable, Aquarius? The wisdom that you have learned is by isolating yourself, and the things that you have learned about your heart is that you were the only one that left yourself out. Like, you were the one mentally you left yourself out of love. Like, you have learned that it seemed though that you were blocked, but you can take a step. Like, it was just mentally. Like, when you feeling like you were blocked in love, it was just mentally. And this fell on growth, and it fell upright. So there's growth from it, and that's what's making things turn around for you. And you've learned that, that was just mentally, and it didn't kill you, you know what I mean? And what didn't kill you made you stronger, right? So forgiving is, what is this about for Aquarius? Forgiveness and guilt and victimize. What does that mean? What is this talking about here for Aquarius? So what has made you feel more grounded is that we have the King of Swords here, which is Libra and Gemini energy on this deck, but it doesn't have. It can be your own card because you are an air sign too. It says you think things through and from all aspects, and so this has helped you to forgive if someone's made you like if someone hurt you and really made you feel victimized and made you feel like guilty or whatever. You have forgiven yourself from that, and you've let go of the guilt, and because you've thought about it from all aspects. And I feel that like that you couldn't make a decision about who you wanted. Like, you had too many options. And since you thought it through, and the things that you were having sleepless nights about is like you couldn't make a decision. And like that's what you know, that's why you left yourself out. But you have to forgive yourself for that, and or you know, so it almost sounds like you made yourself a victim in love in a way because of your mind. What's the outcome here what's the growth in the outcome here for Aquarius when it comes to feeling grounded and stable? The growth is judgment. Judgment is the answering the call to action creates an opportunity. Answering the call when you're being called, when you're feeling called. This is the growth that everything that happened. This is the growth from it. This is like what's going to balance the scales. Sharing your success and building more of it. So taking that call when if there's an opportunity, when it comes to love as well, take your time to think things through before you take action. All right. And then approach it with love and compassion. Yes, compassion. All right, that's what I got for you, Aquarius. And last but not least, we got Pisces. Last but not least, we got Pisces. You know, doing these long readings makes you hungry. That's why I always feel like I need my snacks when I'm doing readings. Did I miss Gemini? Of course not. Of course I did not. Gemini is the third one. And if you can kind of guess, my readings are usually about like around, I don't know, 10 minutes each reading. So you can kind of like scroll about like, and then you'll see. But tomorrow, timestamp. So there's other readings I did. There's like the new moon in Aries, which was 2 days ago that we had the new moon in Aries. I did the new moon in Aries for all the signs. I did some other readings. Oh, I did a lovey-dovey reading too. What is your person thinking and feeling and wanting to do? I did that one. So make sure you guys go check all those ones out. They are all timestamps. So you just go to your sign that you're looking for. All right. And I'm a Gemini. So welcome, Gemini. Welcome to my chat. All right. So now we're going to do Pisces as the last one. We're doing the root chakra today. And I'm challenging myself this week to do a root chakra reading for all the signs every day. And I did start late. I was supposed to start on Monday, but I started on Tuesday. And so we're going to overlap, or one of the days I'm going to do 2 chakras. Okay, so maybe it's the heart chakra. I'll do like 2 that day, whatever, once we get to heart chakra. So tomorrow I'll be doing, which is now today already, because it's already probably after midnight now. I will be doing the sacral chakra tomorrow. All right, so you guys can come back for that one as well. So we're kind of finding out where you are when it comes to your chakras and how well you're healed in your chakras, and what where you kind of are in your chakras. And so take what resonates and leave the rest behind, because these are still by zodiac sign, but it does change when you have different things in your chart. You might be living through things different times. So take what resonates. If you want a personal reading, you can always reach out to me. My email, which is in the description of this channel, and also the PayPal's there, and the prices are there. Everything is there. Everything is there. Welcome everyone. Welcome. All right, last but not least, we're going to do Pisces reading. And so, yeah, if you want to help this channel, make sure you watch all my playlists, like mostly the all signs and the shorts playlist. There's 2 playlists I have. It's a folder. Watch the whole folder a couple times a week, and then will get me monetized, and then I will be more motivated to come on here more often, because I've been on here on this channel for 6 years, but I've also done my healing on here, so I've been taking my time. Okay, so now that I'm more on my successful healing journey here, I'm doing more readings, so everything comes slowly, but it will. All right, so finally, at 2 hours and 4 minutes, we're gonna finally do Pisces. All right, let's see. What has Pisces been doing to feel more grounded, stable, and secure? What have they been doing? You may have been working on your being complacent, like feeling stuck, living in the past. Things that are not, things that you need to let go, right? So you've been working on expanding your energy more, Pisces. That's beautiful. So, by expanding our energy, we create more abundance in our life. So the more you interact with others in positive ways, the more it benefits everyone. That's how energy works. If you stay in your house every day and don't go outside your house, nothing good can happen for you. All right, let's see, Pisces. Let's see, what else have you been working on to make yourself feel rooted, grounded, and stable? So mentally, I feel like there's a lot of expansion going on in your life, and also you're recovering, spiritually recovering as well. Like you're really finding the key to recovery, and also you've learned to work more on your patience. This has helped you feel more grounded, stable in your life, and more secure and more yourself. I want to keep saying that too because the root chakra is really about our identity, right? Knowing who you are. And so it's really helps you to also work on your patience. For some of you Pisces, you really, you're trying to reach the world and, it takes time to reach the world. I'm trying to reach the world too, I'm trying to help everybody from everywhere, not just in my own community, but I want to help people all over the world, right? But patience is something that you have learned here. And also, um, sometimes when you may feel like like sometimes maybe the confusion is your protection. Like maybe if you're feeling like a little foggy, sometimes that is just like, someone giving you a hug and protecting your energy, right? Keeping your energy safe, right? So sometimes it may seem a little foggy, but it's just like I feel like you're being hugged. So that's what I see here. So be patient. You've been learning to have more patience. So let's get into it with the tarot here a little bit. So, what have you been doing to learn to let go of complacency here? And what have you been doing to let go of complacency for Pisces? Hello, Jer. Welcome, Jer. See, Pisces, what have you been doing to let go of complacency, Pisces, and feeling more grounded in your life? You've been learning to really tap into what you're passionate about, what excites you. You've been, tapping into your excitement more. And this has helped you to let go of complacency. Feeling stuck in a certain time zone or whatever, you know what I mean? Stuck in the past. So what you've been doing is you've got your eye on goals and you're enjoying them every moment. You're enjoying every moment of it. So you're very enthusiastic about stuff in your life. You're learning to be more enthusiastic in your life and being more excited in your life about things. And you have goals again. You're having goals by letting go of complacency. So what is it that you're expanding, Pisces? Let's see. What are you expanding? You're expanding financially because this is the King of Pentacles. So this is like you solve your own and other people's issues in particular ways. So because you are so grounded, you're stable, you're grounded, um, you may have some earth in your chart. So, and you may be very financially stable, And for some of you, you may even be a business person. But I see this is how you are expanding here because you got the money. Maybe you have the money to invest in something here, especially if you're the masculine here. So this talks about like something you're excited about. You're expanding the energy and you have what it takes. Tell me more about what is it that you're recovering here? What is it that you're recovering from here? You may have ended like you may have ended like a third party. Somebody may have been, you may have recovered. For some of you, you may have been recovering from a third party and that may have ended and it taught you a lot here. It says that personal growth always means leaving something behind. So you may have, okay, so for some of you, you're recovering here because you're expanding and recovering here because you may have let go of, like, you know, the party life as well for some of you. If this is not like a third party, that you're recovering from. Like this could be like, you know, for some of you, not all of you, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If your person's not cheating or whatever, then don't go accusing them. But I mean, for some of you, it could have been that, but you know, you may have left that behind, right? That ended, right? So you may have now learned to recover from that. Oh, I see that, you know. I see that could have been like betrayal, right? Because that's the Seven of Swords. So for some of you, this could have been someone that really hurt you, and you may have ended things with them, right? So you may have, you know, you have had like some time to think about that and time to rest your mind. And this is, maybe this is like when you were being hugged, when, you know, may have felt confused because you may have, somebody may have hurt you, they may have cheated on you, and you know, and there was someone hugging you, okay, when you were going through that confusion, right? And look at the bottom of the, like below that, it says forgiveness, and then there's wisdom. You learn from it, and you learn to accept the things you cannot change. That's the next card, is accepting. And then soulmate is after that. Wow. So basically, because you're letting go of the things that hurt you and the people that hurt you, this is like bringing in your soulmate for you, Pisces. And this is going to make you feel very grounded. And what is the impatience talking about? What have you learned about patience and confusion? What have you learned about patience and confusion? Look at that. We have the Lovers and we have the Sun card, which tells me that you have learned about, like, the confusion is that love and happiness needs patience. And you may have been confused about that in the past, right? So it can't always happen as quick as you want it. Like Eight of Wands is like moving things, you know, making things happen really quickly. So you have learned that, you know, being patient. And as you're being patient, even when you're feeling confused, don't make any decisions when you're feeling confused, you know. And there's someone here that's protecting your energy when you're feeling like off, right? So what is the final message here? And it's also about a decision, like when you don't know what decision to make, because the Lovers can represent a decision, right? And then we have, so you've been impatient about, like, so this is like family card. This is also like the business card, or like moving waters with a family member or somebody that may have been, this could have been somebody at work or somebody that may have worked for you, or this could have been a boss, boss maybe, or like this is the Emperor here, and we got the King of Pentacles, and you may have also, for some of you, moved away from a controlling boss. It helped you make you feel better about yourself, like it made you feel more grounded and stable. That's what I see, okay? Or a bossy person. Yeah, there's new opportunities because you have learned to hold back when you need to and give when you, yeah, and you are now the Empress. It says if you're the feminine here, and if you're the masculine, then you're the Emperor now. You're in control. You can do anything you set your mind to be happy with your results. So anything you do, you can have good results, Pisces. How long did that take me? 2 hours and 14 minutes. That's usually my time. That's about my time that it takes me to do 12 signs. But yeah, I made it through and I'm hungry now. And I'm tired. I'm super tired. I got like 10 likes. That means only 2 people did not see their reading. Because the 12 people, 12 zodiac signs, there should be at least 12 likes in here. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. So, you guys, tomorrow, I'm going to set it up tonight so that I will do the work tomorrow. Okay, so I will do the reading tomorrow. So I will set up the sacral chakra reading, and so make sure you go and hit that like button on there right away, so that way you get notified tomorrow when I go live on there. On doing this, and then we'll do another reading, but we're focusing on then on the we're gonna tomorrow focus on this chakra. So this is also about like this is about this is about your sexual pleasure and creativity. So you may not want to miss this one tomorrow. All right. So anyways, today the main meaning here today was about your physical identity, your stability, and your growth. So that is what the root chakra is. So I'll show it to you guys one more time. The root chakra we did today, and how it can manifest into actual physical problems if you don't align yourself. And so basically it's on the thumbnail too, but for those of you that would like to read this part and then focus on healing the parts that you feel like is going on with you, and then tomorrow is saying we'll do this one tomorrow, right? So we're doing this one tomorrow, and then we're doing all of them this week, hopefully. But I will show them to you all, so that way you know what's coming. And then after that, we're gonna do this one. This one here is about like your battery, like our solar plex. It talks about your self-esteem and your confidence. So we're gonna do that. After that, so we're doing them as we go. And then we have the heart chakra, which talks about love and compassion. And it's green. And it also can manifest in different illnesses. Did I show you guys? Let's show you this one again. I don't know if you seen it really good. But you guys can pause it and then read it. And then we got the throat chakra, which is about communication and the throat. So sometimes you feel like you got a frog in your throat, or you feel like you can't speak, water, fluid, makes it flow, So yeah, this one here is being able to speak what you speak your mind and have clarity. And then we have the third eye chakra. And I have to still make thumbnails for these ones. I still have to make the heart chakra, the throat chakra, and then I have to make the third eye chakra and the crown chakra. And the meaning here is about your intuition and your imagination. So this is the third eye, having a knowing. And it can also, like, physically, when it's off balance, it can physically throw you off in a lot of ways. So all the chakras are very important in our life, in our daily, physical, everyday life. And it's a lot of times people have not been taught this, but it's true. Awareness and intelligence, that's your crown chakra. And that's our little soft spot when we were a baby, But yeah, so we're going to do this one last, all right? So maybe on Sunday, we'll do 2 on Sunday. How about that? Because I'm not going to do anything else on Sunday. I'll do 2 readings on Sunday to catch up. And then on Monday, we'll do something totally different, a totally different style of reading. But I just wanted to do the challenge of all week doing the reading. So I know that I have to double up one of them because I didn't do a reading yesterday because of 420. So the 2 higher chakras, we'll do them on Sunday. And the rest of them will go them as the days go by. So on Wednesday, tomorrow, we're going to do the solar plex. And then on Thursday, we're going to do the our sacral chakra, and then we'll do the solar plex. So tomorrow, solar sacral chakra. Then after that, Thursday, we'll do the solar plex. Friday, we'll do the heart chakra. Saturday, we'll do the throat chakra. And then Sunday, we'll do the crown chakra and the root chakra. Third eye chakra. Anyways, thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. I'm going to go drink some water and eat some food. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Bye. Much